Hello Earth, welcome to episode 24 of Making Cell, a series of videos where I record myself designing and implementing a programming environment called Cell. So if you're just tuning in for the first time, I recommend you check out github.com/autocodenl/cell. Link is in the description. And then I'm going to continue where we left off, which is basically keeping on implementing the language. So I had a list of things here to do, and I just feel perhaps in an act of OCD, procrastinating OCD, I really want to improve the test suite here. So there's a lot of duplicates here between the path-to-text and the textToPaths. So it would be text-to-path and paths-to-text, paths-to-text. So I want to basically take this and try to make it in a way that whatever is symmetric here, all the non-error test cases, exactly. So I would basically do it like this. I actually want to even question further things. The reason I'm doing this is because I feel like reworking things sometimes gives me a much better base on which to build afterwards. So of course I can implement the put with the walking and whatnot, but in this case I have this urge that I want to listen to about refactoring these test cases. I'm not sure if the urge is correct or not, but I'm going to follow it and see where it takes me. It takes us, should I say. And what I want to look at is why the error is returned as a JavaScript object. If I look at cell.call, this honestly could be done differently. I could just return paths always and not depend on JavaScript. So the way I would do it is the error could have, is it always one path? Yeah, I could assume that, or I could do something like I could do it like this. If paths 0 is error, return paths. This would work, I think. Then I'm prevented from doing, and here I already return paths, so it's fine. Then I don't need that intermediate representation. Yeah, perfect. So then I can do something like this. I can just group all these test cases. And it would be I will have to slice this, something which is basically text, and then paths, right? So for example, text, I guess I don't have to do it. I can just do it like this. I can do this, gives me this. And then this gives me this. And so forth. Have a bunch of errors there. Yeah. Okay, let's do this. Maybe I can, yeah, I should write a macro for this. Yep. So, what would the macro be? I guess the macro, well, let's do a macro for the ones with errors. Yeah. So I delete until second colon. Then I go to expected. I remove that. And then I add a array here. Replace. Go to the end. Remove. What's wrong here? No, this is fine. Closes. Yeah, that's just an issue somewhere else. Yeah. Okay, so now, for example, if I have an error, I will just do this. And I think that works, right? Yeah. And then for the other ones, that will be one macro. And for the other one, we can do a macro here. So in that case, when we have multiple lines, we are going to use that array of lines because it's a bit more readable. And then this is the expected. We go to the end. Okay, that's the macro. Now if I run this, yeah, that looks more readable to me. So this will have errors, so I have to do this is more readable actually, believe it or not. The other macro. Interesting. Ah, yeah. Didn't work. Why not? Yep, this looks good. So again, let's just write the macro again. Let's go to all right. Oh, it worked. Oh, it keeps on not working. I don't get it. Yeah, one more time. Okay, there it worked. No, this one has an error, so I have to do. Okay, that works. Ah, it's the one with commas. So I see, that's the problem. Let's do it properly. No mysteries. So I am here, and then I'm going to go all the way to expected, remove it, go to the end. Okay, there. Error. Wait. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, this looks like an error, that's why it threw me off. But this is not an error. Okay. All right. This one doesn't need an array at all. It's just a single line. And maybe that's this one's. Sorry, this one does. This test suite is essential. full page there. So now let's just take the pathsToText and look at the ones we did before and see which ones we missed. That's why I don't have repetition. This one we have. The trickery one we have. ABC we have. Yep, goes. Yo. That's this one. I wonder if I can reverse this. Actually, I cannot revert it every single time because I might have some spaces there. Yeah, I wonder how many of these are reversible, right? Because I have to pass a flag for some of them, I think. For example, for this one to say this is not reversible. Yeah, I'll do it later. Full bar. That's that one. Still the same text. For one bar. I think already a few of them we didn't have. Yep. So this one we don't have this one. So this one we found. Yeah, that should be reversible for sure. This one is around about the slashes. So I have this is a nice example. I'm going to borrow it completely. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. So, where were we? Yes, refactoring tests. I forgot the letters I use for the vim macros. This one? Yeah, nice. It worked. Not bad. No, it didn't work, but it's okay. It's almost there. This one can go here. This nulls. I remember I had to use null to represent, was it the absence, yeah, of a dot? Or was it? Yeah, it was with the last bug I fixed. But what was it? Ah, no, that's the editor. Sorry, but no, sorry. Paths to. I'm completely lost here. Yeah, this one. So pathsToText. Let's just try to think about the use case here. So not the use case, the test. So we have foobar, and then you have subaku. Yeah. Then I give it this input in the paths. I'm surprised. Why do we need this in pathsToText? So pathsToText uses unparse element, but realistically speaking, when would I ever in this case I am setting it to no, right? Yeah. And if I look at the annotated source code, oh yeah, okay, it's a bit of an internal, like a very internal test that we do, because really textToPaths after that runs the decoder and the sorter, so it really never returns anything with no's. It never does. Okay, so it's not, if I go from this to this one, it will work, but from this one it will not give me this. It's not reversible. Okay, this is not a reversible one. Yeah. Okay, so we have this, and what I'm going to do is I will do this return. I need to flatten what I'm returning, right? Yeah. So that we will return cell paths to text. Sorry, text to paths. Input would be test 0, and expected would be test 1, and the other way around. No, this one is exclusive for the other one. What was it? Sorry, I forget. Actually, I'd rather leave it like that. Yeah. Text paths input test 0 expected test 1 and then the other way around. There's a few that are not reversible, but I'd rather see them as errors that happen. So this invocation believe it or not, I still cringe a bit when I'm using JavaScript that doesn't work in Internet Explorer 6. I feel like I'm losing backward compatibility. I am not joking. That's really how I feel. So let me look at these other ones. I have an input. What? What's my expected here? That's just it. That was completely misspelled. Did I break this now? Okay, the sorter makes perfect sense. We can test it separately. And the validator. We really need to test that it returns true. Oh, look at that. The parser also I want to return it as paths. Otherwise it's empty. Okay, I'm breaking everything. I'm going to lose an episode just to this testing refactor, but it's okay. Am I having fun? Yes, I am. Then I have the test for call with errors. These ones I need to refactor, I believe. I still have this. Yeah, that worked, right? No, because it's too much. Double thingies. Sorry, there. So the way I can do it is I can make another macro, jump to error, go back, add this, yeah, tac, and there, boom. Yep. Nice. Yep. Interesting. Look at this. Why is it returning with this format, this error like this, and not just text? Look at those inconsistencies. And I think that even one is annotated, right? Yes. Why textToPaths returns? No, it should return the error like this. Yeah, I need to fix those too, right? Yeah. Maybe I have too many cells open here. I like this. We're starting to return paths everywhere. We're stepping out of JavaScript as much as possible in our internal representation, which is great, I think. Same here, the cell parser should be this. Everything is a path. And we are done, I believe. Okay, so this is completely not going to work. Let's just try to put it back. Yeah, of course. Let's start there. Why did I decide to make this an object? That's silly. Okay, 469. Yep. Okay, 472. Yeah, the function first, silly. This. Then the first the function, then the function call, of course. So now this is should be this, right? Yeah. This is there. This is there. Yeah, this is an expected, right? Oh, I think I broke a lot of them. Yeah, my bad. Yes, the expected has to be there. Of course, what was I thinking? Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, This soundtrack from the original Sims game has some bossa nova songs that are very good. At least I like them a lot, let's just say that. Alright, so it runs. Text mismatch. Something I like about Cell is that you will never have code that doesn't run, you just get errors. But at least it will be always running, right? There's no concept of running, it's just always there. It's always alive, let's say, always responding. Well, let's cut it with the pitch and see if we can get something done. The first line of the message. We can do something like, you can tell me at least what you're trying to run, right? Oh, well, actually I have it there. Expected is a space yeah, because these ones are not reversible, right? So I need to do something like var output. How I like to do output then. If expected 0 and expected 0, 0 equals error. just do a negation of the whole thing, which is more semantic. Output push, the reverse, and then return output. Butane. So now, what did I break? All these years and I still think that the computer is wrong and I'm right. Expected. Yeah, of course, because expected doesn't exist. Sorry, it's this test 1. Test 1 0. Test 1 0. Yeah, okay, there. Yeah, yep. Look at that. Wait. So it's expecting an error. Which one is this? Is this one? Yeah, it's this one. Is it the first one with an error? No, it's not the first one. So let's just use our brains and see. I'm expecting an error, but I didn't get it. What did I break? I think it's that nested thing I did that looked a bit off to me. This one. Yeah, it was this one. Yeah, I think it's fine. This is very internal. Indent size, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Okay, now it will work. All right. Yes. I wasn't having that much fun building cell, but I think a lot of pressure I'm putting on myself to make something, and maybe that's not the ideal state of mind to build. So I'm expected this. Yes, though the non-reversible ones. Like this one, is this non-reversible one? Is it that one? Yeah, it should be this one. Ah, yeah. Of course, if I don't do something about the non-reversible, like I'm starting to develop magic thinking here. My God, did I just run the test without changing this? Wow. If it's not an error, or I can do it like this. Perfect. Yeah, those the ones with the full bar. Yeah, with the quotes are non-reversible, right? Yeah, this one. This one also, right? Which one? We made a lot of progress actually. The one with the slashes. And when we say expected and obtained, at the very bottom, we can do input, test input, right? I guess. So at least I know what I'm passing. So I'm passing arrays. Yeah, so this is definitely the reverse one. So pathsToText. The one with the slashes. Yeah, that one. Yeah. Let's do 2 for this one. We can do wait, did we just find a bug here? So if we go give it this, we will expect it to be /a. And if we get this, I'm expecting, yeah, we just found a bug. I can't believe it. /a. No, it's wrong. It's / because I have to add another one. Yeah, right. Because slash inside, like the double quotes with a space, then you have to put 2. Right? But then if you have to put 2, that makes no sense. If you have to put 2, you should put them in the first place, right? It should be like this, I guess. Yeah. But why is this working at all? Isn't this invalid? Yeah. The bug is that this is invalid because it should have been 2 slashes here. So I'm expecting some sort of error. Oh, I don't really want to do this, honestly. What was it with the slashes? It would be in the... Where was this? Decoder, an escaper. It was... this is so much work because I would have to basically make the... I would have to make the logic basically know if I'm inside some sort of special text, right? Yeah. Okay, let's just be lazy at mark it. And to do, maybe someone can even do it in a pull request. Haha, would be awesome. But implement this error checking. I need to have a name for this text that have quotes. Unescaped / inside text with yeah, I guess this is the condition. Maybe I'm being lazy here. Maybe I can do it like this. You know, I have a very cool trick to make an inner function return a value to the outer one, like to basically stop twice. That's what I wrote here, stop. So basically you return a literal with stop, and then if you return a hash really, and if you have stop stop, that stops two levels of the function. I think DCL has something like that, but in JavaScript we don't have it. So it would be something like if text match would be how can I match a slash in JS in a JS regex that doesn't have another slash before? What I really want to do is detect lone slashes. Pairs are fine, also pairs of pairs. Oh, look behind, of course. Let's actually have some fun with this. For each character, if C so if I see the first slash, I just return. If it's a slash, if I match slash equals k minus 1, I think this should do it. Actually, can you make my original logic even shorter? I know I am not stopping at the first unmatched slash, but that's okay. I also don't need them all. Any unmatched slash is already an error. Ooh, this is tough. Yeah, this is nice. I will keep this one. With reduce, I always have a hard time visualizing reduce in my head, honestly. Diff output. Type output text. Let me annotate this because I'm gonna get nuts trying to do this. Well, first of all, can we check if it's normal? Let's see if it works. If it's an array, return error. No, but it's already. Yeah. Ah, yes. I guess I need to do this first. No, I cannot do that first. You can just remove the slashes for the quotes. I wonder if insisting in this quality in the parsing is really going to make a difference. It's a good question. I'm not sure. Yeah, because let's try this. Wow, it did work. Right? Quoted. To up text. If I run it through the unescaper, it will do that. I guess I can just return this. And here, wow, we fixed it. We fixed it. Yeah. The cost of not being lazy is finishing later. Yeah, this is a non-reversible one, if I remember correctly, right? Yeah, exactly. Okay. Okay, we have some issue later. Oh yeah. I need to annotate the source code. Don't let me forget. Yep. It's one of these. Okay, we got really far already. Let's annotate the code. I am very happy with what we just did because we made it even more solid what we had. It's also notable that there's less errors that we can have in paths. It's like text can have all sorts of things that are wrong with them, but paths not that many really. It's quite simple. This is an interesting observation. I'm going to write it down. Interesting that there are many ways in which text for data text can be malformed, but very few ways in which for data paths can be malformed. For data paths basically are lists of text and path. There are some rules about not having one prefix be multiple types, but that's it. That's the validator function, if I remember correctly, right? Is it the validator one? I need to annotate the code. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just checking the consistency of the types. That's fantastic. Yeah. Yeah, it's a nice structure. I'm just taking a look at the whole thing. Honestly, we don't need this anymore. textToPaths. If it finds a parsing error, it will also return it as a list of paths with one path where the first element of that path is text error. Yeah. I like this consistency with the errors. I really like it. I really like the data that changes the behavior of the code. So let's just do this. We need to do the changes from the unescaper. Believe it or not, we are going to do a validation. If the text is surrounded by non-literal double quotes or has space, every literal slash has to be prepended by another slash. We are going to check for this, and if it's not the case, we will return an error. So we start by unslashing all the literal The slashes, the quotes here are literal, I think. Yeah. That's the escaper text. Yeah, it already, you got the final literal quote. So it takes the information of the start. So no, never mind. There's if the text has literal double quotes or space, white space, those are the conditions. Quoted texts. Text where quotes are special characters. Yep. So where was I? Annotating, yes. Actually, it could be a bit simpler if something like this, then yeah, so the unescaper is going to have this. If the text doesn't have, if we are outside multi-line text and there are neither white space nor literal double quotes, we'll just return text as is. Otherwise, believe it or not, it's me that cannot believe it, really. I'm not in the mood to comment this in much detail. We iterate through the characters of the text and note any slashes that are either don't come in pairs. I'm too lazy to explain how this works. Yeah, because basically what it does, the key part is when you hit the second slash. If you find the first slash, you miss it. You find another lone slash, you override the previous one. But if you find the second one, you delete the first one. It's like one hand, except that I'll say one slash washes the other. That's it. If there is an unmatched slash, we return an error. Otherwise, we unslash all literal slashes and return the text. is finishes the unescaper. So then the calls to unescaper so the return output here if output text is a list, an array, it means that the quoter, unescaper found an error. In this case, we return the second element of the error, which is text explaining the error, describing. Otherwise, return output, and then the calls are the quoter. Note that if the quoted is text, it must be an error. Therefore, in this case, we return it directly. So I guess I need to test this within a multi-line context to make it the real deal. So in a multi-line context, I will do something like a new line. I could just add the new line there, right? Yeah, why not? Let's see what I get. Yeah, exactly, will be that. Perfect. And if I have 3, it should be the same. Test the test. Great. Let's switch the music. What was the one in neighborhood still? No. I don't remember any of this, I think I only had the original version without extensions. Yeah, definitely. Let's just put something more energetic. Are we gonna fix the tests or what? Yeah, I broke a bunch of things, which I'm gonna fix now. The parser, what did I break? This message must be text. I think it's this one, right? Yeah, it's this one. It's cell call. it's not at 0, 0. Silly. Okay, I fixed it, right? Yeah. This one. We're quite close to the end, honestly. I don't like that these JS2Paths are here at all. They should go up. This one would be textToPaths, because that's what it is. Helpers. Okay, so this pass 2, and then we have call. Wait, validator, we need it, right? Yeah, it's the daughter sorter validator. The daughter sorter. No, validator is something else. This goes here, and then because validator, this is by parser, and so call is parser, right? That's how it works. Yeah, so these functions also need to get out of here. Ta-da, ta-da, ta-da. Yeah. Call and helpers. So you have a call. Call calls parser, and parser calls validator, right? So parser calls validator. And then I use it again input if I don't trust the database. Yeah, okay, I get it. And then parser is basically call. Honestly, parser should really be part of yeah, honestly, should be part of call, man. Validator makes sense to have it separated, but parser, nah. It just calls textToPaths and returns the error, and then calls validator. That's it. Yeah. Yeah, let's just do some surgery. Why is pathsToText there? Yeah, exactly. I love how simple pathsToText is. Compare it. That's another way to put it. I know I left some code broken below, but just look at the amount of stuff that you need inside of textToPaths. It's 130 lines, whereas the other one, pathsToText, it's a simple 22 line function. So that's what, 15%. It's much easier to follow what it does too. It's an auto. They relies on a parse element, but then again also textToPaths also relies on that function. So unbelievable. And actually, it's not unbelievable. That shows you how much more structure you already have in paths, and that's why they're much better to work with than text. That's really it. Also compare the 130 lines of textToPaths with the 25 of pathsToText. So we're going to do it like this. Boom. Yeah, I just can do it like that. It's so easy. I don't need a parser anymore. The act of parsing is making the text into paths and then validating the paths. As simple as that. And this would be the same check as I did before. Wow, that's it. Okay, what did I break? 683. Wow. Yeah, because all the cell parser, I can just do call, right? Yeah, exactly. I don't need to check for that. Yeah, I think we can get rid of all of this. Okay. Here we broke something, but I have no idea how. Because we didn't touch that stuff, right? Oh, it's completely time to go to sleep. Whoa. Yeah, this is one of those diffs that in the end we refactor tests, that's it. But we continue next time with the walking put instead of the walking dead. But I want to fix this test. I'm very energized. So what do? I run it again and I fix it. Foobar hey. So let me just be lazy and comment this for a second. Yeah, no, this foobars. I need to look at that. Okay. It's something I'm missing. It has to be in the way I didn't validate. Is setting a hash. It's the validator, exactly. So what does the validator do? So returns an error. If there's an error, I give it as an array. So let's just do this. Did I overwrite? No, it's not here, it's below. It's something in the put, right? I broke something in the put, I believe. Okay, I'll fix it tomorrow, but we're almost there. Thank you so much for watching.